Hey, there's about to be a big blessing that's about to come into your life, and there is a person right now that is praying on your downfall. They are praying for you to fail. They do not want to see you succeed. When it comes to a blessing that's about to come in your life, God will reveal to you a person's true colors. God will reveal to you everything about this person. And it's very important that you get these people out of your life, because when it comes to a blessing, you have to make room for this blessing so this blessing can come in. Now, just think about this. When you talk about your success, or you talk about anything that has to do with good news, this person will get quiet. This person will distance themselves. They may even be sitting there while you're talking. They're just playing on their phone. They're looking all in their phone, acting like they're not paying attention. Pay attention to this. And also, when you talk about anything about your wins or any kind of successes going on in your life, they will also change the subject. They'll be sitting there, maybe scrolling there. Hey, check, did you see this? Did you see this story about this that happened? And you're sitting there just trying to talk about your success. You're talking about things that you're about to do. Even though it's always best to just stay quiet about your next move, right? But sometimes you just want, you want that validation. You want people to say, good job, congratulations. This person's not going to say any of those things. If they do say it, it's not going to be real. And you will feel that energy when they say that. And another thing is, you feel drained after being around them, because you got to think, they have used all of their energy. Their energy is depleted because they've been preying on your downfall. So now they are energy vampires. Now they have to suck your energy up so they can use more energy to keep preying on your downfall. And this may come off as them, just talking about negative things, low vibrational things, wanting you to feel sorry for them about something. You understand? They'll do all of these things so they can drain your energy. Energy is real, people. And another thing is, after talking to them or being around them, you notice a series of just little bad luck, just small negative things that's happening around you, flat tire, just stuff like that, being late for somewhere, or, just things not working out the way it always works out for you. You have to notice this, when it comes to luck, I'm not really into luck. I'm more into alignment. You know what I'm saying? But there are people out there that do believe in luck and bad luck and things like that. So I'm just going to use luck right now, so you will notice like just little small periods of bad luck, or just negative things or things that are not so positive that's happening around you after talking to this person, and also when it comes to you even talking about your success, talking about anything that that you feel so positive about, they'll give you a backhanded compliment. They'll say things like, you about to get that job? Yeah, that company might be closing soon. Congratulations, but they might be closing soon. AI is taking over. You got all these robots and stuff that's probably going to be doing your job. They'll just give you backhanded compliments, that will kind of lower your confidence. They'll give you backhanded compliments to lower your confidence. Man, that kind of rhymes right there. It rhymed a lot. Maybe I should start rapping in this video. I'm just joking around, but for real though, this person is preying on your downfall right now. And another thing is, if you've had a dream about them, and this dream also had betrayal in it, this dream also maybe showed you the symbolic snake, the symbolic shadow. When it comes to a dream is a premonition, and God will send you messages through dreams with symbolic meanings, right? So if you've had a dream about this person betraying you, lying to you, stealing from you, talking about you behind your back, things, cheating on with your mate, just all of these different things of betrayal, or you've had a dream about this person and all of a sudden there's a snake in the dream. You can see this person's shadow. These are things that you don't see regularly in dreams. When a dream speaks to you, you have to listen when it comes to this person, because they are preying on your downfall. And when you think about them, when they cross your mind, you feel imbalance, you feel off balance, just notice it, just try to feel it, after this video, maybe later on during the day or whatever it is, when they cross your mind, pay attention to your mood, pay attention to how you feel. If you were feeling positive all day long, just feeling grateful for everything, just happy all day, and all of a sudden they cross your mind and you're like, you feel like that. You feel like taking a deep breath. You just feel like that. You have to pay attention, because your body, your gut, your intuition is not going to lie to you. You're going to feel off balance. You're not going to feel right. Your day is going to feel off based on how you've been feeling all day. Now, they are preying on your downfall right now. And they always remind you of your past mistakes. They'll remind you of your past failures. Even though mistakes, there are no such thing as mistakes. There are no such things as failures, because you had to go through these different obstacles in your life that you may see as a failure to make you who you are today, to get you to the point where you are right now. And energetically, they're not on that level. They're not on that level consciously. So they see themselves as just bringing up your past failures. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yeah, I remember the last time you got that car. It was a lemon. It didn't run for a long time. Don't make that same mistake again. They'll try to say things like that will lower your confidence again and lower your self-esteem. They will try to change your mind not to go get a new car. They will try to change your mind not to do things, right? Because they want you to fear. They want you to fear of failure. They want you to fear that you're going to make more mistakes. Right? So they'll continuously bring up these different mistakes and failures from your past. And also you sense envy in their voice when they say, oh, I'm happy for you. They'll look at you like that, they'll look at you funny, or you'll feel the energy when they say they're happy for you. It sounds so empty. It doesn't sound genuine at all. That is a major sign. Like I said, your intuition, your body, your emotions, your nervous system is not going to lie to you when it comes to this person. When you think a certain thing, when this person crosses your mind, I'm letting you know your intuition is telling you the truth. Now, when it comes to this person, they are preying on your downfall. They want to see you fail. They love to see you struggle. And, let's just say you have posted some things on your Facebook about your success, about things that you have done. Just notice you rarely ever hear from them. You don't see any likes, you don't see any comments on those posts. But let you post something about getting kicked out of the crib, or having to move, or getting fired from a job. All of a sudden, here they come with that I care emoji. The little, what I'm talking about. All of a sudden they're so concerned. You hear from them when something wrong is going in your life. You have to pay attention to that, because they love to see your struggle. They want to see you down at the bottom. They don't want to see you at the top. That's why when you have posted things, you didn't hear from them. When you post something negative, you hear from them. That's how that goes. Even though, like I said in the last video, it's not good to post about your success, about your moves that you're about to make online. It's best to just keep it to yourself and not tell anybody, because especially this person is so envious of you. This person is so jealous that they are preying on your downfall. And when it comes to this person, they often say things like, don't get your hopes up. It may work out for you, but it's not going to be for long. They'll say things like that, and just being so sarcastic with it that you can pick up on the energy, that frequency, that it wasn't genuine coming from them. They'll always say things like this when you mention something that you're about to do or about to get. You're about to leave out of town so you can go meet these people that may help you with your music or something like that. They'll say things like, oh man, those people, I heard something about them. They not so, they're crooked. They're snakes. They're crooked. They'll just say anything to try to deter you not to do it, because they don't want to see you succeed. So they will definitely say things that will make make you just want to change your mind. You have to pay attention to that. And another thing, your intuition is not going to lie to you. If you are telling certain people about your next move and things that you desire to have and things that you're manifesting, your intuition will tell you, you'll hear your voice say, hey, don't tell them everything. Keep certain things to yourself. You'll hear that voice in your head. You'll feel it in your gut. Your intuition will kick in and let you know not to tell this person everything, because this person is preying on your downfall. And not only is it your intuition, but this is like your future self almost communicating with you, protecting that timeline that you are aligned with right now. So I'm letting you know this person is preying on your downfall, and they do not want to see you succeed. Every time you have success, every single time you post about success, this person vanishes, they go dark. Just think about it. You may talk to this person, occasionally. You may talk to them maybe every day, every other day, right? All of a sudden you have some success in your life. Now all of a sudden you hear crickets, they're gone. You see hay burrows blowing all around, nobody around, I'm telling you, this person vanished. This person went dark on you because they secretly are jealous. They secretly envy you. They want to be where you're at. They don't want you to be successful. They want your spot. It's always going to be somebody that wants what you got. But you would never think that this will be this person that I'm talking about. And you know exactly who I'm talking about, because when this video came on, the first person that came to your mind is exactly who I'm talking about. You know that this is the truth that I'm talking about in this video. Now, this person is preying on your downfall, and they don't want to see you succeed. God is always going to reveal their true colors, and this is going to be through their actions. Things that they have done around you, things that they have done to you. Maybe you have loaned them some money. All of a sudden, they never paid you back. They'll be all in your face, all up in your face with money, counting, whatever. And not once time did they think about paying you. You know that they got money circulating in their life. Did they even try to call you and say, let me pay you your money? And it's more instances than that. God will also show you their true colors through their words. If they don't speak highly about you or anybody else, pay attention to about how they speak about other people's success and things that's going around in other people's lives. That will let you know exactly what they say about you and how they feel about you when it comes to your success, when it comes to you accomplishing things in this world. I'm letting you know right now, this person is preying on your downfall. They do not want to see you succeed, and it's very important right now for you to distance yourself from them, because God's about to bless you with something big right now. Something big. That's why you came across this video, because God wanted you to hear that message right now, and you know exactly who I'm talking about because this resonates with you. Right now it's time. It's time to make that move. It's time to just say, you know what? I'm going to chill back. And anytime you hear from them, just make plans. Say, I got something to do. Or, just distance yourself, because this person is preying on your downfall and you don't want them around you right now. You got to protect your energy. You can't have that negative energy around you right now. You can't have those negative vibes in your life right now, because you are manifesting something big and God is ready to give it to you right now. Understand? That's why you're seeing all these synchronicities. That's why you're seeing all these signs. That's why you're seeing videos like this, because it's time for you to make room. Something big's about to happen in your life. Now, I just wanted to deliver this powerful, positive message to you right now. Get that person out your life because they're preying on your downfall, right? So thank you so much for tuning into Millionaire Mindset, where everything happens in divine time by divine design. But you are the divine design. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video. I appreciate your support. To the next video. Peace.